on, everybody? My name is Flexy, and today I get to make another guest appearance on Team COG's channel. So Charles, thank you very much again for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here. And I've been here multiple times. I've remote duel Charles, I've done some deck profiles and combo tutorials on Crusadias, but today is a very special occasion because one of my personal favorite archetypes has received some new support, which is Bujin's, as you can see. And this has pretty much completely changed the way the deck's being played. And I'm here today to talk to you about that. So if you know anything about Bujins, it used to be a strategy where you normal summon Yamato and just protect the castle by dumping Bujingis into the graveyard to protect him, set some trap cards, and then pass. That time is over. This is a completely new playstyle, and without losing any more time, let's hop right into the profile. The main deck monsters can pretty much be divided into three categories. The first one is the normal summons, which is Bujin Torifune, the new support, essentially a rescue cat for Bujin, where you can tribute itself to summon two Bujin monsters of different types from your deck. That completely sets up your entire combo. Then there's Tenki to grab the normal summon, of course. And then I still choose to play Yamato, not only because he's ultimate rare, but also because before we had Torifune, the problem was that in some cases you would not open your Yamato, so your normal summon, and there's no real way in the archetype to like perform a combo to search it, or consistently do that at least, right? And especially sometimes you would need your normal summon for that, and then the Yamato is not worth it anymore. That's why 6 normal summons, like let's say I took out the Yamato and played the Torifune instead, it's still 6 normal summons, so there's still the same problem of not seeing your normal summon, right? That's why I choose to, just in general for the deck, go with a more mid-range style, like play style, where I play Yamato as well, and then depending on what kind of hand I open, I am either playing the controller style with Yamato and setting a few cards or whatever, or I'm going to play the combo route with Torifune and the rest of the cards in my hand. So that's why I'm still playing 9 normal summons, varying play styles. And then the second category of monsters is the beast monsters, so the, I want to say Ahashima targets, pretty much, or the Torifune and Ahashima targets, which is 1 hare, which protects a Bujin monster from destruction, 1 turtle, which can negate an effect that targets a Bujin monster, a Sinyo, which is an attack boost from graveyard, and then a Quillen, which can destroy a card from the graveyard by banishing itself. These 4 are specifically good because hare and turtle can be dumped like inherently in the combo to the graveyard, meaning that you don't have to open things like Called by the Grave to protect your combo, as long as your initial effect goes through. Meaning that those 2 are pretty much the most important ones. Then Sinyo is sometimes very cool to have an attack boost. Attack boosts are a very central, like almost even part of the theme of Bujins. That's why I like to have them just in case. And then Quillen is especially good going second because if you have to go second, then you just start your combo regularly, and instead of sending one of the other 2, you send Quillen and banish itself to destroy a card and then perform your combo further on, which is very nice. And then I also play 3 Crane, because sometimes when you just end on a Yamato, you might want to have a Crane in hand so your opponent can beat over your monster. Or just even like on a Susano or whatever, searching a Crane can sometimes be very helpful. So that's why I choose to go with this ratio. And then the extenders, which is the third category of main deck monsters pretty much. Also most of them are Bujin monsters, which are 3 Hirume. That's the best Bujin extender there is, as you can simply special summon her by banishing a Bujin monster from grave, which there should almost always be in pretty much any like game state. Then there's 2 Arasuda, which can only be special summoned when a Bujin monster, like as a trigger effect, when a Bujin monster is banished, which is kind of slow and depends on other cards. So Hirume and Arasuda, for example, are very strong together, but Arasuda in and of itself cannot special summon itself. And there's also 2 Mahitotsu, which is also part of the new support wave from Lightning Overdrive. It can special summon itself by discarding a Bujin monster, which kind of resource heavy, so I don't want to play him at 3, but I always summon him off of the Torifune because his on-field effects are pretty good, so definitely don't take him out at all. And then there's also 2 Hiruko, because he's the rank up for the Bujin Xyz monsters, and he's an essential part of the combo, so either opening him or searching him with the Susano is very important. And I used to play Pot of Desires in this deck, so I played 2, but I took out Pot of Desires, so technically you can also play Hiruko at 1, but still not a bad card to have in the deck. And then for the last extender, I play 3 Photon Thrashers because it's free, it's light, it's level 4, nothing more I could really ask for. That's pretty much all the main deck monsters I play. The combo is a 3-card combo, which you're going to see in a second, and it requires you pretty much to have any one of the 3, so 1 extender, 1 of the level 4 monsters, and then, well, not any one of the normal summons, but Torifune specifically, but I'm going to get to that in a second. Then I'm playing 3 Cosmic Cyclone in the main deck, just to have some back row removal without having to side deck for that. Then I play 1 Double or Nothing, which is a brick, but it's very essential for the OTK combo, which you're also going to see in a second. Definitely don't take that out. And then I play some trap cards, which are Solemn Judgment, one of the most powerful counter trap cards in the entire game. Yeah, since I've said before, I'm trying not to go for like a mid-range type playstyle. I like to play some trap cards, and the most impactful ones are this one. Then I also play Ghost Match, which is pretty strong because pretty much every monster except for maybe Baguska, which is my rank 4 of choice for an end board, is light, so Ghost Match doesn't impact us at all. But some of the, well, I want to say meta decks, or maybe more competitive decks, or just decks that I'm playing against in general, need different attributes, so Ghost Match comes in pretty clutch sometimes. Then there's also 2 compulsory evacuation device. You could take out, now that I've talked about it, one of the Hirukos for a 3rd copy of evacuation device, and I would do that too if I owned a 3rd copy, but you know, that's besides the point. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck. The extra deck, I can say, consists of 2 main combo lines and then just some additional like rank 4s and whatever. So the first combo line is going first. There's Ahashima, which summons a Susano for you. Then you search Hiruko and rank it up into Amaterasu. Summon another monster, use the 3rd card, the extender, to go into any rank 4. So personally I'd like to go into Baguska, which is kind of a powerful turn 1 board, and leaves you with 2 cards in hand. And also on the opponent's turn, if you say your opponent out your Baguska or whatever, or you choose to go for another rank 4 monster other than Baguska, you can also add one of your banished Bujin monsters with Amaterasu to your hand. Then the going second combo is Ahashima, which summons you Susano, which searches you in another extender, and then with the 3rd extender in your hand, you summon Utopia double, which searches you the brick, and then you summon Utopia Beyond, which reduces all monsters your opponent controls attack points to 0. It itself is also boosted to 6,000, so having Susano and Utopia Beyond on field with any one monster your opponent controls in attack position is an OTK pretty much. That's why this is also very powerful. And then some additional cards are Lina, which doesn't serve an actual purpose here. I just like her a lot and I wanted to try her out. Then there's Tsukuyomi, which in some cases can be a very good draw 2 card. Can pretty much turn any 1 card in your hand into Pot of Greed, which is pretty dope. Then there's Kagutsuchi, which there's no real point in playing actually, but it's ultimate rare, so I chose to keep it in. Then there's some additional Utopia, so Utopia and Utopia Lightning, which this one can out cards like Dragoon, and Utopia can sometimes be a very easy OTK, much easier than the other ones, especially less resource heavy. Then there's Tiger King, which can sometimes stun your opponent's board for a turn, which might be enough to win actually. And then there's Exton Knight, which is kind of the younger brother of Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, which is a very powerful card. Now the side deck is not really, like, it's really outdated. The only card I can really talk about still is Bujingi Peacock, which on turn 1 it does nothing, which is why it's in the side deck. But turn 2 and onwards, where there's a main phase 2, you can discard this card to search any one Bujin monster, meaning you essentially have 12 copies of your normal summons in the deck. Very cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now that I've talked about the deck profile, let's go into the combo lines. So now for the combo tutorial, both combos require pretty much the same requirements. Now there's the Torifune is required for the combo. Any one Bujin level 4 monster and 1 extender. It doesn't have to be a Bujin extender even. And the way it works is like this. So you normal summon Torifune, activate the effect attributed off to summon, first of all, a Bujin Mahitatsu. And then I would highly recommend you summon either Hare or Turtle, because both of them are going to be in the graveyard before you use the effect of your Link monster, which is excellent protection. In this case I'm going to summon Hare, and then you're going to use the effect of Mahitatsu to banish Torifune and send a turtle to the graveyard. So now both are going to be in the graveyard before you activate the effect of your Link monster, meaning that if your opponent activates an effect veiler or an imperm, you can banish a turtle to negate the effect. If your opponent activates, say, a Ghost Ogre, for example, or even a Gamma, now the effect's still going to be negated, but at least it's not destroyed if you wish to be that way. You can activate Hare and Protected, and then you activate the effect of Ahashima to summon the level 4 Bujin monster that you have here. And then it's important, it doesn't have to be a Bujin monster for Ahashima to summon it, but it has to be one to summon Susano, so keep that in mind. Then I summon the Mahitatsu from graveyard and overlay for a Susano, and then Susano is going to detach 1 material to search the rank up Bujin monster, which is Hiruko, the pendulum one. Then you activate the pendulum in the scale and activate its effect to banish itself. to rank up the Susanoo into an Amaterasu. The Amaterasu is then going to rank up, or no, not rank up, sorry, to activate the effect, detach one, special summon one of the banished ones back. Now in this case you could leave the Torifune banished, for example, because on the opponent's turn you can activate Amaterasu's effect again, detach one material to add it back to your hand, because on your turn you can only special summon one banished monster, and on the opponent's turn you can add one to your hand. Definitely keep that in mind. So you could also say, I'm going to summon Hiroko now, so I do have the chance to retrieve this one with Amaterasu's effect, and then you use the effect of Hirume, banishing the Mahitatsu, special summoning herself, and then overlaying for, in my personal case, a Baguska, but you can summon any one rank 4 monster that you see fit, which is going to turn Amaterasu into defense position and negate the effects, but that doesn't matter too much, since you have a floodgate for your opponent. So that's a 3-card combo, leaving you with 2 cards in hand. This could be a Solemn Judgment, this could be anything really, or if you play any draw spells, and it could also be a draw spell, a hand trap, anything. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then for the OTK combo, let me just clean this up real quick. The requirements are the same as said before. So normal summon Torifune, tribute it off, summon Hair and Mahitatsu. Now since we're going second here, in the combo tutorial I showed before, you activate Mahitatsu effect to banish Torifune and send a turtle to have your combo protected. Since we're going second, you could also send, as I've mentioned before, the Quillen, which can now banish itself as a spell speed 1 effect to destroy one of your opponent's cards, which can come in clutch sometimes, I guess. But if you really want to protect your combo still, or you don't have any card that you can destroy from your opponent or whatever, then you don't need to do that, of course. It also doesn't really matter. So we're at this point, then you go into Ahashima again. Ahashima effect is going to summon out the Yamato and the Mahitatsu to perform an Exist summon into Susanoo. And now with Susanoo, the last time we searched a Hiroko for the rank up, but now this time we're going to search another extender, which, since we have Hirume in hand here, we're going to search the Arasuda, which is a perfect combo. And also, since we're going second here, if Ahashima is pointing to an Exist monster and that Exist monster activates its effect by detaching a material, you can also destroy a spell trap card your opponent controls, so keep that in mind. And now you banish, say, the Yamato to summon Hirume, which is going to trigger Arasuda, which is going to summon itself. Then you perform a rank 4 summon for Utopia Double, activate its effect to detach any one of the Bujin monsters, add double or nothing to your hand, right there. That's why I said it's a break. The combo doesn't work if you don't have, or if you open double or nothing, but you know, it's just the price we pay. And then there's Utopia Beyond, which on summon reduces all of the opponent's attack monsters' attack points to 0, and also it itself is boosted by double its own attack points, so to 6,000. It can't attack directly, but that doesn't matter. So one monster in attack position is enough for you to win the game, pretty much. Susanoo as well can attack any one monster your opponent controls. So there's that. 3-card combo, pretty easy OTK. I like this combo a lot. Shout out to my boy Bax47 who came up with this, or who helped me come up with this. And yeah, that's pretty much the way I'm going to play Bujins going forward. Also, keep an eye out for Charles' channel, because there's going to be a remote duel with my Bujins and any one deck he chooses to play against this. I'm really excited to see how this is going to go, especially because I haven't done any real testing with this. This is just pretty much my initial thoughts, I want to say. So yeah, definitely hyped to see what I have been able to come up with so far. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to Team COG if you're new. And other than that, guys, see you next time.